in a barren situation. You need to get that. See, it's easy to live righteous when everybody is singing your praise. It's easy to live right. Everything in your life is going well. But you know you've got godly character when you can smile when your heart is being broken. You know you are growing in Christ and you're becoming stronger in the Lord when you can serve God broke, just like you did when you were blessed. That's why Paul says, I've learned that in whatever state I'm in, there I've got to be content. I've got to remain faithful to my assignment. I've got to serve God in a barren condition. The text says, they had no children and they were both old. That means that the logical possibility is gone. Not only is Elizabeth barren, but she's old. Zacharias, old. Possibility, gone. And yet they remain righteous in God's eyes. They are in the temple doing the work of their assignment. What are you trying to say? I'm trying to tell you that you can't let your condition define who you are. Not your character ought to define who you are and not your bad condition. It is not about where you are, but it is about who you are. Our condition may be barren, but our character remains holiness unto the Lord. Our condition is only temporary. Conditions are just holding places in the assignment that God has for you. And you need to be able to understand that God might have you in the condition you're in, not for your own self-comfort, but God may have you where you are so you can speak a word to somebody else and encourage them. Therefore, you can't define yourself by your condition. You can never define a child of God by the condition that you meet them in. Gotta have godly character. Gotta understand your condition. Last thing this text teaches us is you got to know the significance of your course. Verse 8 and 9, one day Zacharias was serving God in the temple, and his section was on duty. He was chosen by lot, according to the custom of the priesthood, to enter into the sanctuary of the Lord, to offer incense. It's part of a priestly order. In the temple, doing what he's assigned or called to do. Keeps doing what God assigned him to do, even though his condition is bad. You go get this in a minute here. Zacharias did not let the feelings of shame or disgrace distract him to the point where he could not fulfill his calling and assignment from God. And see, there's a lot of times that we feel like giving up and throwing in the towel because we don't want to do the course that God has assigned us to do. We give up way too soon. We do the assignment half-hearted because we don't like the course. You remember that movie, Karate Kid? Daniel goes to Mr. Miyagi to teach him karate because Daniel is a new kid on the block. He's a new kid at high school and he's smaller than everybody else and they're bullying him. They're beating him up, and so he gets tired of that. He goes to Mr. Miyagi and he wants Miyagi to teach him karate, and Mr. Miyagi started off with teaching him some menial chores. He taught him how to sweep the floor and told him how to wax cars, and after a while Daniel got tired of that. He got mad, and so he goes to Mr. Miyagi and he gets mad. He says, I didn't ask you to teach me how to wax no cars and how to sweep no floors. I came here so you could teach me how to do karate. I'm tired of getting beat up. And Mr. Miyagi calms him down and says, you just do what I've asked you to do. And as the movie progresses, we see when Daniel got into the fight of his life and he found out that wax on and wax off and sweep the floors was more than just waxing cars and sweeping Miyagi's floors. He found out that wax on and wax off, he was gaining strength and skills he was going to need for later on in his life, so that when the enemy came and threw a punch at him, he could wax on. And when the enemy kicked him, he could wax off. Well, I came to tell you, you got to complete your course. And very just in the wax on and wax off kind of position in stage. We're not ready for the real fight yet, but what Zacharias teaches us is that when you continue to wax on and wax off, and when you continue your course, God will always show up. All right, Pastor, I know you got to go, but where you see that at? In verse 11, says when Zechariah was in the temple doing what was part of his normal routine, his assignment, he says there at the right of the altar, an angel appeared. Angel told him, Zacharias, God is about to do something new in your life. Zacharias, God is answering a prayer that you prayed so long ago that you forgot about it. God is going to open Elizabeth's barren womb. Zacharias said, no, angel, how can this be? Elizabeth is barren and we're both old. The angel said, well, now listen, Zach, my name is Gabriel. I stand in the presence of the Lord, and I'm here to tell you good news. What Gabriel says is, I'm not here to talk about your condition, Brother Zach. I'm here to tell you that God is rewarding your godly character. I'm not here to talk about what was, but I'm here to tell you about what's about to be. I don't care what your condition is. I don't care how bad your situation is. If God has spoken, good has got to come out of a barren situation. And this year, as you're gathering with your family and your friends, I want you to push on past just celebrating your gifts under the tree. I know that's good things to celebrate, but you got more to celebrate than that. You need to celebrate what God can do. And that's not just about what he already did, but you got to celebrate new possibilities. That's what Christmas is about. It's about finding new hope and new joy. It's about really giving God the glory for the new possibilities that are coming in your life. And I know I got somebody here saying, well, Pastor, I'm too old and my season is gone. I came in to tell you, you ain't got to worry about your season. You serve a God who defies season. You can be out of season and God will bring something out of your womb because he's a God. I wish I had somebody here that said, it may not be my season and I might be old, but I believe God can burst some new stuff in my life. I think God can do something new in me. If I just let God have his way, God can do a new thing in me.